Ooh. Okay, we're gonna try this way real quick. Just answering a few questions because I am going to do another video in regards to products that I use to help me with post-op recovery. In the meantime, this video specifically is about the process of recovering from beginning to 4 months and how I chose my surgeon. I get a lot of questions on Instagram in regards to why I chose the surgeon that I chose for my plastic surgery or for my abdominoplasty. I will say this to everyone, and I'm gonna say it just one time so that way, you know, when you hear this, you watch this, do your homework. It is important to do your homework before you choose a plastic surgeon, and it is also important that you do not choose a surgeon based off of the cost. Choose a surgeon that you know is going to meet your needs and give you the results that you want at the end of the day. It was important for me to have someone who had proper bedside manner, but also who had my best interest at heart, not wanting to over glamorize what I could look like, but more so meet my needs, but also who was sensitive to my body type. It was very important for me to choose an ethnic surgeon, one that understands my body makeup. I'm African American, I'm very curvy. I wanted to keep my curves, but also lose the loose skin. I had that in mind when I was choosing the surgeon, and I narrowed it down to 5 different surgeons in the Columbus, Ohio area. So one of the questions that people ask me is where am I from? What surgery center did I choose? And how much? So I saw 5 different doctors in the state of Ohio, 1 in the Cleveland, Ohio area, which is 2 hours away from where I live, and then the other 4 were from the Columbus, Ohio area. 2 from one side of town and the other 2 closer to where I live. Now, when I did my research, it was important for me to find people who were, or surgeons who were identified as verified surgeons with the American Board of Plastic Surgery, and also who were verified on Real Self. So if you know anything about the world of plastic surgery, you know it is very important to find your surgeon and read reviews on Real Self. Real Self is where you can get before and afters, but also real life stories from patients who have seen the doctors that you're looking at, whether they have high ratings or even low ratings. In fact, there was one doctor in particular who's very popular in the Columbus, Ohio area, but had a few bad reviews, mainly because the patients had stated that they were promised a certain look or a certain aesthetic, and they did not get that after so many months of healing. That was really important to me. Also, because I saw this doctor as one of my options and went to visit the practice, the one thing that I didn't like about that doctor is he was highly arrogant. On top of that, he kind of badmouthed the other surgeons that I was considering for this surgery. To me, that was 2 red flags. So I automatically was like, nope, not going with him. Another surgeon that I saw, even though she had pretty good experience and she's very popular on Instagram, I chose not to go with her because, in my opinion, it was starting to make me feel a bit unsettled because she did a whole lot of advertising on social media. Also, her staff in her office, they did a lot of blips or like funny bloopers in their office and in the surgery room. And so to me, that was a red flag. You should be spending a lot of time doing surgery, not spending a lot of time doing bloopers on Instagram. Those of you who know who I'm talking about, she's very, very popular here in Columbus, Ohio. And plus, I think she had a lawsuit. Anyway, so when I narrowed down my 2 surgeons, I narrowed down to 2 surgeons, the one that I actually chose and one on the other end of town who I was also interested in. That is when it became a money situation. The reason why, not because I was trying to go with the cheaper surgeon, it was because the surgeon who I was talking to, I had a couple consultations, who was on a complete opposite end of town. They kind of packaged my surgery where they said, I want to do this, this, and this, even though the only goal I had in mind was to remove loose skin. But he wanted to do loose skin removal, the muscle repair. He wanted to do liposuction and even a breast lift. And I'm like, these aren't that droopy. I was okay with that. My husband's okay with that. It's just this needed to go for my peace of mind. So when I asked him the difference between liposuction and the tummy tuck, it's like he didn't even want to hear my thoughts, my opinion, and didn't even want to entertain my questions. He did say specifically, I'm not even going to get into that. I tried to do what a patient wanted. She wanted the minimal, and then she wasn't happy, and then she wanted to come back and have me fix things. And so I'm just recommending what I recommend, and then you can do it or you don't have to. Another arrogant doctor. So I was highly upset by that. So I reached out to the surgeon that I was with, who I chose, Dr. Centeno at Columbus Institute of Plastic Surgery, or short SIPS, and had this conversation with him. He let me come back in. It was probably my third consultation with him, but I started to cry because I'm like, you know, I don't want to have surgery just because I want to look a certain kind of way and I want to, you know, be looking like the Barbie dolls in LA. I just am interested in getting rid of this area. Now, I've lived with loose skin for 10 years. So to me, it's not like I could then endure another year or two. I could have, but I wanted to make sure that what I chose was affordable, but also that, I mean, was it necessary? He actually said, you don't have to have a tummy tuck. I can perform liposuction to where, you know, it could tighten the skin a little bit and make you skinny, get rid of the fat. You would be definitely happy. But if your goal is that you don't want to live with the skin anymore, that has to come off by tummy tuck. And he was completely honest about it. He put his hand on my shoulder. I was crying. He was like, ultimately, at the end of the day, you need to be really comfortable with who you want to go with. And I'm telling you that you could do either surgery. In fact, I think the difference of cost between the liposuction that I wanted and the tummy tuck was a difference of like $500, $600. $500, $600. I chose to go ahead and push out my surgery by a few months just so that I could save more money and get the ultimate procedure that I wanted, which was to remove the loose skin and be completely flat. So that's how I chose my doctor, Dr. Centeno from SIPS. Other questions that I get typically are, how long did it take to recover? How long did it take for you to get into the clothing that you wanted to wear? Be patient. I can't stress that enough. I've had so many girls who have said they're getting the surgery or have already had a surgery. I said this in my documentary before, is that they get freaked out because they gain 10 pounds after surgery, or they can't fit like their leggings the way they wanted to because they're still swollen. And they're like trying clothes on 4 weeks after surgery. I'm here to say, you're going to be bloated and swollen. I'm now about to be 5 months post-op in a week, and I still get bloated. I think I've shown you guys what I look like when I first wake up in the morning and I work out. You have my abs are popping. And then in the afternoon, when my abs are gone, they're non-existent, and I look like I'm almost 3 months pregnant. So it's called cyclical swelling is what my doctor said. It happens, and it's gonna happen between 6 months up to a year. So at the end of the day, I have resigned to stop really weighing myself. I weigh myself just to make sure I'm maintaining my weight. But I will be honest, I gained 10 pounds after surgery. And just 2 weeks ago, I lost those 10 pounds. And I'm now 2 pounds under the weight I started at before I had my surgery. So my point is, be patient. It will come. The look that you're looking for will happen. It's just going to take some time. Now, how to reduce the swelling and keep it down, that's for another video, because I'm going to lay out all the products that I use and that I continue to use in order to lose the swelling and the water weight gain. But for now, just saying, take your time. Another question that I get on Instagram a lot is, when were you able to walk? And when were you able to drive? And when were you able to work out? Those are 3 questions, like a loaded question. First, I was able to walk on day 2. But you have to understand, for the first like week or two, 7 to 10 days, you're going to be walking hunched over. And don't even try to stand up because it'll hurt. Even to this day, there are times that I do get swollen in the evening, and so I'm walking the dogs and I'm still really tight. And it's gonna be tight. That tight feeling is gonna be there for a while. It took me 2 weeks to walk straight up and 2 weeks to sit up straight in a chair. As far as working out, again, take your time. There's no rush. The main thing you wanna focus on is getting your fluids in. Gatorade, water, tea. Oh, and there's this product that he told me to try, which is called Calm. I will mix it in some Gatorade, drink that down, and then drink my cleansed tea. Get you going, and that's how you keep the water gain off. So really, all you need to do is focus on walking. Walk as much as you can. I did try to ride my bike on week 4. Disaster. It was weird. It felt weird. Well, mainly because this side took forever. This hip over here took forever to heal. And to this day, being 5 months almost post-op, it's still tender. So I'm not even gonna lie, but it took forever. So it was kind of hard to ride a bike. I can ride a bike now at 17 weeks post-op. And I've been riding my bike now actively for about 4 weeks now. So I'd say 12, 13 weeks post-op is when I was able to ride a bike comfortably and not feel off in any kind of way. And balance is another thing. I think if you want to try to recover a little bit faster, there's certain protein that you can take, but you need to focus on stretching. Well, obviously when you're able to sit up, but focus on stretching, focus on you know, doing some abdominal twists, nothing that engages your core, but just a twist, because that skin is still really tight. And just walking a lot. That's gonna kind of help reduce the swelling and also help you get your energy back up. How long did it take for me to drive? 8 days, 8 or 9 days, maybe less than that. But that first week, no, first 5, 6 days, I was not doing anything because you're on drugs, a lot of them, so that you're not hurting and that you're keeping inflammation down, and you're trying to, there's a med for prevention of vomiting. There's a med that's a pain med, actually 2 different pain meds. So you're loopy and you want to sleep a lot. So just focus on recovery in that first 1 to 2 weeks. Focus on walking and then laying down. Then get up to go to the bathroom and then lay your ass down. That's what you need to do. Oh, and then the other question that people ask me a lot is, when did I start strength training? 12 weeks. No sooner than that. Because really, you don't realize how much of your abdominals that you are using until you try to lift 10 pounds. Prior to surgery, I was curling 35, 40 pounds. I was benching 55, 60 pounds. I was crunching 85 to 100 pounds. So 10 pounds typically is nothing for me. 10 pounds was like 100 pounds to me when I was doing it. Yes. Can you see? Does it look good? Okay, good. That was my son on the other end. He's clearly getting ready to come down and play video games, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update as far as the healing process, how long it takes for you to work out, how long it takes for you to be able to sit up straight. So if you have any other questions, please hit that button to comment, like, or subscribe. Pass this video on to anybody you think could benefit from this information, and stay tuned for my next video where I give you all of the products that I use to kind of keep my waist slim, keep inflammation down, and help stay sturdy and recover a little bit faster. Bye.